Hey guys, welcome back. In this particular video, we're going to do the third leg of this DHCP series over here, which is going to be the relay agent. In the previous video, we took a look at how to configure R1 as a DHCP server for this segment, and we successfully assigned IP addresses to PC1, PC2. In this lab, or this particular video, we're going to be taking a look at the 192.168.20 network over here, and we're going to be assigning an IP address to this PC, which is on this segment. So again, it'll do a broadcast. I want the same DHCP server over here to assign it IP addresses. So for that, as we discussed in that video about DHCP, the relaying has to be done on these two interfaces, which were configured for VRRP in the one of the previous services lab. So I will configure PC3 to get an IP address from this DHCP server by doing a relay on 4 and 5 towards the DHCP server 10.1. On here, I'll create two pools. So to do that, let's jump into the video. The three things: configuring a router as a DHCP relay agent, some configuration commands. These two bullet items will be a review for you guys from the DHCP server lecture, and then the lab configuration itself. So why do I need to configure a router as a DHCP relay agent? Again, just to recap, DHCP clients send their requests, the DHCP actually discover requests as what? Broadcast. So it can only go to the local segment. That would basically mean that I would need to have a DHCP server for each segment. To avoid doing that, I'll configure my routers, in my case 4 and 5, to listen to the DHCP broadcast on E01, which is towards the clients. I don't need to worry about this side because the PCs are on the same segment. But on this segment E01, I'm going to listen to the broadcast and forward the broadcast to R1 as a unicast. Normal DHCP requests have a source address of 0000, which would have been these guys. But this one, when it receives it, it'll send it as a unicast to R1. So R1 can pick the proper pool. The address will be 20. Whatever their address is. It'll be sent to R1. So over here, it's going to use the unicast of E01 as a source so that router 1 knows which pool to use to assign IP addresses. All right, how do I configure it? Very simple. On 4 and 5, I'm going to do E01, point to the helper address of IP address of the DHCP server 10.1. The other thing I need to do on router 1 is create a pool. I'll create this pool as pool B because I have A already. 20.0 is the subnet, 20.1, which is the VIP, the virtual IP of VRRP on the 20 network from the previous lab, and the DNS server I can point to the same one. That's what I'm going to be doing. Now the lab configuration itself: configure R1 as a DHCP server to assign IP addresses to the 20 network. It should assign IP addresses from the 20.101 segment, so 101 address. So I don't have a cap on it, 101 to whatever it wants to. It should also configure the DHCP clients to point to the VIP of the VRRP as the default gateway. The DNS server should point to R1. Configure R2 to, not R2, it would be R4 and R5 to forward the broadcast to R1, the DHCP server. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to do that. First thing I'll do is I'll prepare my DHCP server. So pool A is what I had created. I'll create DHCP pool as pool B. Start with actually before I do that, I should always start with DHCP excluded address 192.168.20.1 to 20.100, and now I can use my pool. Network is 192.168.20.0/24 the mask. Default router pointed to the VIP on the 20 segment, which is 20.1. Let me check that to make sure. Show VRRP, it's still there. Yeah, the VIP is 20.1. And the question said to do the DNS server pointing to R1 as the DNS server. That's done. R1, my DHCP server, is done. Now what I need to do on R4 and R5 is configure the helper address command, which is under the E01 interface. IP helper address pointed towards the DHCP server, and R5 as well, just in case R5 becomes the master router later on. So this takes care of the redundancy part of it. 10.1. So that's going to be my DHCP server. My helper address is configured. Now to test this, I need to go to PC3, reconfigure the IP address to get it automatically from the DHCP server. Once it gets it, it should get the proper information. So let's go to this guy over here. Again, I'll check my IP config right now. It is 20.51. 20.1 is the default gateway. Let's change the configuration. It was done statically, and now I want to get it from the DHCP server. This was done statically. Obtain IP automatically, obtain DNS server automatically. Click OK, OK, and close. So once it's done, it should now have a new config /all. All right, let's verify. 20.101, the first address in the pool, the subnet mask, the default gateway is 20.1, the DHCP server is 10.1. So I got the address from 10.1. So verifies that as well. My DNS server was configured to be 10.1. So that's also there. So now if everything's fine, I should be able to go out of my network, which in my case for R3, so our PC3 is the 20 network. Let's go ahead and try to ping 10.1 to verify that it works. Let's ping the default gateway first, 20.1, that's the VIP on that network. And I'm also going to ping 10.1. 20.1 was the local default gateway, 10.1 is router 1 on another segment. So I'm connecting to the device outside my network. My IP configuration is set. My DHCP relay agent has worked properly for me. All right, so that's DHCP, just to give you an idea of how to run DHCP on your environment. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Join me for the next video. We're going to be taking a look at another service in the next video.